Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It is, I don't know. It's the end of the week. We're all happy to be done with this week. This is our weekly recap. If you want to join us, come to our website here, live smartoptiontrading.com, link in the description. We'd love to have you join us. Let's talk about this week and let's talk about what's going on here. And there's a lot to talk about. So, we had a hideous candle yesterday in the markets. There's nothing to say other than that. We had this big gap up off of Nvidia earnings, which were a blowout, and I think is a buy whenever this is done, and a non-farm payroll number that was better than expected. We closed on the lows. This morning, we chopped around for an hour, 2 hours or so, broke to the new lows of the day. It was an undercut and then rallied, and we ultimately continue to hold this candle. I keep calling this the control candle. Why? Because this is the important spot. This candle wasn't violated till yesterday and today, and both times we've closed back above it and above the 100-day. So we rallied today. We had a nice lunchtime rally. Did I take advantage of it? Not much. Why? Because I was at the vet with Duke and, Duke comes first. We rallied to the 8-day where we failed. Okay, back down here, not much going on. So where do we go from here is the question. We just had a 45-minute conversation in the room about what do I think? And I said, I don't believe this is over. Market needs to prove it to me. Gun to head, I still think the market rallies into the end of the year. But if you're asking me to think this is over because we had a 1-day rally, well, I will point to last Friday where we had a beautiful rally, then gap down. 2 Fridays ago where we had a rally, big push up and then failed and rolled over. So I need the market to prove it to me here. So far with 25 minutes to go, I'm sorry, 19 minutes to go, this is not going to prove it to me. What else is going on out there? How about we go to the Qs? The Qs, similar. Crude, nothing going on. Bonds, they're not flying to bonds. The VIX, well, this is something to talk about. The VIX here today, after being way outside the Bollinger Bands here, back in the Bollinger Bands. Now, the only problem I have is this used to be a great signal, and I still love this signal. VIX closing the Bollinger Bands, it's risk on. We've seen problems with this here of recently. Um, all right, we've seen problems with this not working as well, but overall, I agree. We go into next week, we're going into a short week. Next week is the holiday week, is Thanksgiving in the United States on Thursday. Markets are closed. A half-day session on Friday for markets, and usually a quieter week. We also have a tremendous amount of data coming to us on Wednesday morning. We have GDP, we have PCE, and a couple other things in there. So from Wednesday morning is going to be very busy. So where does this bring me back to? It brings me back to, is this over? I don't know. I don't think it's over yet. I think we still go lower, but we'll see. But I also think we've rallied into the end of the year. So I don't think this is game over for the markets. So what's bothering me? Okay, Nvidia. Let's talk. Nvidia, that was a blowout report and they sold the living crap out of it. And today, when the market's gone green, Nvidia has struggled and cannot hold up. That worries me. We had news in the middle of the afternoon here around 1:15 or so that the administration was considering allowing uh, Nvidia to sell their H200 chips to China, and Nvidia couldn't rally on that. That worries me. All right. The SMHs here overall, green. Okay. So underneath the covers, AMD went to that gap, but came out of it. I actually shorted AMD today. Shh, don't tell anybody. Um, we'll see. Avgo, came back up, holding in better, looks better than most. The banks today, nice little recovery. All right. JP Morgan, GS, not so much. The big banks were kind of quiet. XBI, pushed back up. Lilly, new all-time highs. J&J, they continue to hide in these kind of names here. Bitcoin, one of the big problems. So one of the things we keep talking about today in the room is that there's not one specific thing you can point your finger out and say, this is the problem with this market. A lot of people are pointing at Bitcoin. And yes, my worry here is Bitcoin is causing a lot of margin selling in the markets. They're selling stocks to cover their Bitcoin losses. And today, when the market went green, Bitcoin could not recover. I dumped my BM&R position for a loss this week. Why? I know it's up today. Oh, wrong name. There we go. recovered a little today because they are sitting on some like 3.5 to $4 billion worth of unrecognized losses. And I don't care that they applied a 1.01 dividend. This is a company that if crypto keeps going down is going to be liquidated. And I don't want anything to do with that. That said, I'm not worried about names like IBIT, which are just, standard, just, straight ETFs holding Bitcoin. What else today? What did we do this week? Walmart had a good week until today. Had a nice report that came in a bit today. Google hit all-time highs yesterday, is still holding well. Apple continues to hold in extremely well here, back up again today. Tesla is not holding in badly, nothing going on there. As for Amazon, nice bounce on the 200 days, still looking horrible. Microsoft, nice bounce on the 200 days, still looking horrible. Meta, until I see something I don't want it. Palantir got abused this week, but nice little recovery. Hood was stronger out of the gate today, not much going on. This week, I went into tactical mode. I went into very strategic mode. And what I mean by that is, once we started having problems here, I switched off and I started scalping TQQQ, TSLQ. We had a trade on Netflix. Took my losses this week too, so please don't misunderstand me. It was not the easiest of week, but overall, green week and made the number I always look to make by a good amount. Also Nvidia after the close was huge for us. So we'll see where we go next week. It's a short week. I tend to think that next week we're going to see selling pressure alleviate somewhat, and we'll go from there. Hope you're all well. We'd love to have you join us and catch you guys live in the room on Monday morning. Have a good weekend, everybody.